Ta-da! I'm half cut off. Hi. How's everybody this morning? Good, good. Got our last glimpse of summer, I think. Gonna have like, what, low 90s today. That would be neat, very neat. So
we have 20.
Woohoo!
22 counting us. Yay! Say good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yeah, last week was the lowest number we've ever had by a long shot. It was interesting. So just one of those days, but you know, again, if it wasn't for COVID, knowing that a lot of people watch at home regardless, that we did some second thoughts maybe.
Yeah, speaking of watching at home,
by the way, we just did Deneen as one. So if you like Deneen or have never heard of Deneen, do a search online.
D-E-N-E-A-N.
Yeah, she's an awesome lady.
That's some beautiful.
We had a picture, obviously. She was here.
She came to our
good friend of ours.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of the video, I should have this posted hopefully by the end of the day. So it'll be up and running for you soon.
We're doing our very best for us to do that before the end of Sunday, so people will be able to see it on YouTube.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because there's some people who just don't do
Facebook. Oh, I get it. I don't. You know, I've been on it for, what, 2 years? I have no friends.
He doesn't friend anybody.
I don't friend anybody.
Yeah,
I don't talk to
I'm not
anybody.
even a friend.
Yes. Well, I just do it for a couple of groups that I'm a member of because I like talking with those people about stuff that I'm interested in. And
you just like talking.
Well, there is that. So, all right. Okay. All right. Moving on. We do have a couple patron saints by the name of John Lennon and George Carlin.
Yay, George and John.
And John said, we've got this gift of love.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, we do. But love is a precious gift. It's like a precious plant, actually. You can't accept it and leave it in the cupboard, or just think it's going to be okay on its own. You have to keep it watered. You have to really look after it and nurture it.
It's true.
It's true, yeah. If people looked at each other that way, we'd have an awesome society. Well, we have an awesome society. It just would be better. Well, George said, no one knows what's next, but everybody keeps doing it. So, that's true.
You skipped a page then.
Did you do that specifically?
Yeah.
Oh, did I? Oh, okay.
Because you said George and John. I thought they should be back to back rather than something else in the middle.
So do you want me to do this?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's Kevin O'Leary. He's one of the guys that does the Shark Tank. He's one of the guys that does the Shark Tank, if you've ever watched that. But he says that, I guess he's been doing it a long time, and I'm just going to read this real quick. I found it rather interesting. When people first come in on the carpet, they're right in front of me. Over the last few years, I've taken to just looking at them. This may sound crazy, but I can tell you after 30 or 40 seconds, winner or loser, and I'm never wrong. There's an aura around people that are successful, a look in their eyes, a confidence that losers don't have.
Fire in the soul.
Fire in the soul.
We talked about that last
Remember,
week.
Fire in the Soul. That was last week. That was last week. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. Fire in the soul.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fire's up there, Bill.
Okay. Roughly 12, and this book was a few years ago, roughly 12% of all workers in the United States have at some point worked at a McDonald's. I don't know if that number would be different now or not.
It would be different by now.
It probably is different. I don't know how different, but it might be.
Might be.
So. And thank you, Josie, I love this book. It seems to me that we can never give up longing and wishing while we are thoroughly alive. There are certain things we feel to be beautiful and good, and we must hunger after them.
Who said that?
That was George Eliot. I don't know.
Okay.
I do know this guy, though.
George.
Get your facts first, then you can distort them as you please. Mark Twain. Most people are as happy as they make up their minds to be. Very good, Pierre. Wow. Yes, it was Abraham Lincoln. Either you're a historian or a
weird guy, that's it.
Oh, well, but I qualify for that too. So. Okay. Did I read that one? I don't remember. The man who does not read good books has no advantage over the man who can't read them. I did read that. I read it a little loud and noticed it. When we see a natural style, we are quite amazed and delighted, because as we expected to see an author and find a man. Interesting. If you educate a man, you educate a person. But if you educate a woman, you educate a family.
Yeah. Oh.
So, immature poets imitate. Mature poets steal.
Okay.
Criticism is easy. Art is difficult. Okay.
You're just too profound today.
Better than being profane.
That's true.
Yeah, it's better. So, joke of the week. It's hard to explain puns to kleptomaniacs because they always take things literally.
Groan button on the...
Yeah. Oh, no, I got a couple more. Oh, yeah.
Fasten your seatbelts.
Well, these are Peggy's.
Oh,
so,
Peggy.
Thanks,
Thank
Peggy.
you, Peggy.
So this one's Peggy's.
Thank you.
A friend suggested putting horse manure on my strawberries. I'm never doing that again. I'm going to go back to whipped cream. Think about that. Yeah, I was like, oh, man, yeah. A recent study has shown that women who carry a little extra weight live longer than the men who mention it. Yep. A woman walks into a doctor's office with both of her ears burned. Well, what happened? Asked the doctor. Well, while I was ironing my blouse, the phone rang and I picked up the iron instead of the phone. That explains one ear, but what about the other? The jerk called back again. Enough?
Yeah.
When the audience is... Is it warm in here or is it my imagination?
No, it's. I seem to be warm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Would you
I'll
do
turn
something with the air conditioner
will.
then?
I will.
Way back? Thank you.
You gonna say something about that?
Yes, let's say something about that.
Okay.
So, Mary Lilga has stepped down from her position as leading the prayer warriors. She's focusing on her health. So we bought her this beautiful plant. Isn't that lovely?
3 moms.
Has orange and purple and yellow. And we also got a really nice plaque. We want to show you this, and then we'll make sure we get it to her. So thank you, Mary Lilga, for all your years of service.
So, Peggy's online. It says Peggy has the best jokes.
No, Mary Lilga's online.
Yeah, and Mary's there
So
too.
congratulations,
Oh, that was
Mary.
Mary that said
We'll
that.
get you your gifts here as soon as
Yeah,
we can.
and we don't even know, we can't even remember how long Mary has been in charge of the prayer warriors.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know it's been at least
started,
15 years.
Long time.
Long time. And of course, all those years taking care of Toby Cat.
And making sure she was taken care of.
And making
with
sure she was
a
taken
whole
care
team
of.
of people she organized.
And before that,
Merlin Kitten.
So Merlin Kitten.
So she's been a blessing.
Merlin's buried out front. So.
He is.
Yeah. Okay.
All
Am
right.
I done?
Yeah, I'll
Oh,
turn
good.
the air on.
Okay. Oh, Scott. Oh, Scott was here last week. Scott was here from Florida last week. That's fun. Unexpected.
Yes, remember the mask.
I know.
Whew. I don't know. It slipped a cog.
Hey, Janice, can I ask real quick, when are you guys going to start accepting like donations for the silent auction?
Oh, for the silent auction? That would be a Carol and Roy Bowman question. So I know we've got a ton of stuff already. So we probably should do something before the next expo because we've already got a
Do you want to
ton
tell
of
people
stuff.
again the update on the expo? Since
Okay, update on the expo. We have postponed the expo again. Hey, honey, there's the light's not right in here. Could you turn the two outer ones on for me, hon? Oh, that's better.
Let there be light.
Let there be light. Yeah, that's better. Thank you. I was in shadow. So we postponed it to the last weekend in March. We were hoping for the first weekend in April, but the hotel could not give us the Friday, and we need that Friday to set up. So the following week would have been Easter, and the week after that is starting where all of our vendors are already involved in the rest of their workshops throughout the country. So
no October?
So no October, I'm sorry to say. So it's March 26th and 27th, if my memory holds. Anything else I need to remember? This week, going on this week, is Emotion Code on Tuesday night. Isn't it Tuesday night? Okay. Emotion Code.
First Tuesday of the month.
First Tuesday of the month? Okay. That's right.
6:30 to 8:30.
6:30 to 8:30, and it's by donation. And if you've never done Emotion Code, it's a really powerful process. Really, really, really helpful. I'd like to start this morning with a prayer. This one's called Clearing Blocks. So if you join me in prayer, please. Oh, dear Lord, I feel blocked. I cannot move forward. Is my dream too big? Am I too afraid? Do I not have enough information or skills? Something holds me back. Help me to see and perceive that hold back, and help me to break through into joyful action on my sacred path. Release me. Help me to release my own self. Grant me the power to do the next thing and then the next. Bring me courage, strength, and clarity. And so it is. In the name of the Ascended One, Jesus. Amen. And our gratitude is, I'm grateful for a clear path towards my destiny.
Jen,
Yes, ma'am.
next Sunday, the metaphysical discussion group,
Yes.
Josie is having a special presentation.
Okay, Josie's I'm translating so they can hear on camera. Next week's metaphysical discussion
group.
is having a special presentation.
And we're going to get the link for the video on the church website.
Okay, the link for that video will be on the church website.
If you want to
Very good.
preview it.
If you want to preview it before that discussion. Okay, awesome, we'll do that. Awesome. Well, what I want to talk to you about today is something that I have found really quite profound for lots of reasons. And it's called Healing Codes. And the Healing Codes were written by Dr. Alex Loyd. And I stumbled across this, well, it was really funny actually. My brother and Sue, his girlfriend, and I were talking about Emotion Code. I mentioned the Emotion Code. And then my brother said, well, there's a book called Healing Codes. And then Sue said something about there's a book called Life Codes, I think is what she said. I can't remember. I read the book, but I can't remember what the title was offhand. Sorry. Spaced it. I'll get that to you. And so we were all going to read each other's code books. And so as I started reading the little code book, the Healing Codes, it starts with the original book, and then you can, after you read the book, you can download the workbook. The original book, I was a little, how would I say this? It's a promotional piece, and if you know it's a promotional piece, then you don't get hung up and just tell me what you want to say. But anyway, so I got a little frustrated with that. But then the Emotion Codes, or the Healing Codes manual, was really, really cool. And as I was reading the promotional book about the Healing Codes, two things struck me, and I had to take a second look. And the first thing that struck me was when the guy was talking about how he received the information. He'd been praying about his wife. His wife was very ill. And so he was in an airplane and got this information, and he was writing so fast. And finally he just said, God, you're going to either have to slow down or remind me of this later, because I can't write fast enough. I have said the same thing. So I thought, oh, there might be something to this. And then as he was talking about how you can draw this energy in, and you bring it into every fiber, every tissue, every system, every cell, down into the cell, down into the DNA. You've heard me say that? He said exactly the same thing and exactly the same pattern. I can't say the same pattern if I'm not in that meditative state. But anyway, it was the same pattern. And I thought, there's something to that. So I read the book, and found that interesting. There's some really good, interesting stuff. And then when you get into the workbook, though, it has this wonderful series of, I'm just going to show you here. Mine's already dog-eared and dirty and stuff. So it shows you different hand positions that you do for yourself. There's 4 basic energy portals that he talks about. One is at the throat, the back of the jaw here, temples, and then he calls it the bridge. And you just hold those for 30 seconds in a particular order, and you feel better. And it creates healing in the body. And there's plenty of stories to back all that up. So I went to the first one, and I thought, well, I'll try this first one, which is on unforgiveness. So we heal the pattern of unforgiveness. The technique that he suggests is you get a picture in your mind of something you want to heal, and you set it aside. Then you picture something you really want to manifest as a result of that, and you focus on that as you're doing the healing codes. So you kind of meditate and you allow something to come up for you, because when it comes up for you, then you're ready to heal it. That makes sense? Have you ever noticed that? So what came up for me was when I was in 4th grade. My dad was probably in a really bad place in his life, and I had a teacher that was brutal. And I wasn't a bad student, but you know, once in a while you get a teacher that just doesn't fit for you. There were other kids in that class that did really well with her. She really fit for them, but she didn't fit for me. And I remember, I'm gonna cry. It doesn't hurt anymore. Now the tears are tears of bliss. But I remember in the middle of the night, standing up at my bedroom window, wishing I were dead. And that was the first time that I had to wish that for myself. And when I did this the healing code, that feeling was gone. I carried that for 60 some odd years. What are you, about 10 when you're in 4th grade, when you're about 10? So 60 years I carried that pain and amplified it. Every time there was something that I felt like I was not good enough, or was that somebody disapproved of me, that added to that. Gone. I swear to you, it is gone. It was so prevalent in my life that I would have a conversation with someone, then afterwards there would be this little trigger in the back of my head, wondering if I said something wrong I should die for. It was just awful. It was horrible. You know, and I would recognize it, and because I have a spiritual foundation, I could just say, oh, that's not the truth, and move on. So, sorry, make myself blink. So this stuff is powerful, and that was the first one. I've had varicose veins are healing and all kinds of other stuff, but it's all about healing the emotional aspect of our lives, and the body heals. We heal the emotional stuff in our lives, and the body heals. With as much stuff going on in the world that we're concerned for our health all the time, are we not? Rightfully so. Not afraid, but concerned. Concerned enough it's time to take care of ourselves on a whole nother level. And the other thing he's based this on is this Bible passage, because you pray before you do any sort of healing. And this is the Bible passage he's based it on. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against such things there is no law. The fruit of the Spirit. So when our spirit is healthy, our body can be healthy. When our spirit is damaged, we'll struggle health-wise. So it's that they are linked together. Our emotions, our spirit, our physical form, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, they're all linked together. So his list of the healing codes, we're going to touch on one a month. There's 12, so it'll take us a year. But here's how he has them listed. There's the first 3 are things that prohibit us from really taking advantage of the healing codes, getting into that fruit of the Spirit. And those are unforgiveness, harmful actions, and unhealthy beliefs. And if we can get a positive state of being about those, then we can receive the other energies. See if this doesn't sound familiar to you. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, trust, humility, and self-control. How cool is that? Now, what's really neat is as I'm doing these little codes, as silly as it sounds, I had no idea that I was so messed up mentally. I had no idea that my concepts of what these things were was so inaccurate, because I bought what my parents did. Whether they said it or they didn't say it. Unforgiveness in my world was just saying, well, that's enough of them. We'll just chalk them off my list. And that was forgiveness. That's not what forgiveness is. That's not forgiveness at all. But that was the example that I grew up with, so that's why I assumed it was. And guess what? I would treat myself the same way. It's all about forgiving self as well as forgiving other people. Self-control. When we get to self-control, I always thought self-control was that rigid structure of making myself do the right thing. It's not. It's not it at all. Self-control is being able to listen to Spirit and be guided in a way that is healing and blessing for oneself and others. That's what self-control really is. So my whole concept of love and life and all aspects of it have shifted as a result of this study. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to do the healing code for unforgiveness. Let me say that. I'm not going to teach you the healing codes because I'm not authorized to teach that. But what we're going to do is we're going to look at unforgiveness. I strongly encourage you to look up healing codes. And if you want to buy a copy of the book yourself, you want to buy a copy of the workbook yourself, please do. There's just a lot of information in that. What they do is they hold a position for 30 seconds and send energy. You're actually just channeling energy. God is the source of the energy. You're just holding your hands in a specific position. We're not going to do that, but we're going to look and focus at the aspect of unforgiveness. And then we're going to send healing energy to that. So again, the first thing you do is find something in your awareness where there might be unforgiveness. And just visualize that and set it aside. Can you do that? Just set it aside. Just acknowledge it, the truth of that. That's there, that's it. You don't have to do anything with that. Now visualize something that feels like forgiveness. Would that be, walking on the beach, feeling warm sand on my feet? Maybe it'd be hiking in the mountains and the fresh breath of air. Maybe it's laying in the grass and watching the clouds and the blue sky. You know, what would be a beautiful thing for you? What would feel really clear for you? And when you get that, get ready to have a new idea of that for yourself. Bless you, Phil. And I want to talk to you, let's chat just a little bit about what forgiveness is. Because forgiveness does not mean finding a way to excuse someone, because some of the things that have been done are unexcusable. But what it does is it releases us from holding on to the need to see them punished. Energetically, here's what happens. When somebody wounds us, they stick a hook in us. And every time we think about that, we download energy to them. I don't want to give somebody my energy, especially somebody that has maybe hurt me. My energy, I want it. They don't have a right to it. So this is disengaging from me. And I hang on to those pains because I want that person to see punishment. I want them to get their own. I want to watch that. Well, no, I don't really. I don't really want to see somebody else suffer. That doesn't make my world okay. Have you ever seen somebody suffer? It doesn't make your world okay. Even if they're a bad person, it doesn't make our world okay to see somebody suffer. But by letting go of the need for that, then we're free. That hook disengages, dissolves actually, just dissipates. And they can't steal our energy anymore. Then when that thought comes back up again, we're free of it. Wouldn't it be wonderful to be free? This is about freedom. It's about being blessed with freedom. Forgiveness, quoting him right here, forgiveness releases us from the power of a wrongful action still has over us. Forgiveness sets us free to heal and move on. So that's what we would like. So, and then he also has this wonderful set of freedom statements that we can say to ourselves. I'm going to read you a few of mine. I've added some, like forgiving others heals me. I think that was his. What I use when I do the forgiveness code is I am forgiven, I am forgiving. I am forgiven, and I'm forgiving. Sending forgiveness to my pain, I am no longer needing to suffer. I am free of shame, blame, guilt, and pain. You can feel the truth of that, can you not? I've got a lot of nodded heads here in the experience. I am free by the power of divine forgiveness. Divine forgiveness frees me now. Those are some of the phrases that I say. He's got a whole list of other things. I am clear of past hurts. That's another one. So what I want us to do today is I want us to do this process. So I'd like you to find a healing phrase for yourself. I'm going to choose to walk you through using I am forgiven and I am forgiving. But you may want to do this again for yourself later, so you might want to choose your own. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring that energy into all aspects of our being, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Okay? So, Mr. Phil, if I could get you to dim the lights, please, sir. Thank you. So just center in the core of your being. Just be here. Just be here. There's nothing you can do, nothing necessary in your life right now. Just be here. If there's something that calls your attention, you can move into a state of alertness and move on, take care of business as necessary. But for now, as best you can, just be here. And bring your attention into your heart space. And from your heart space, allow your awareness to touch the top of your head, which connects you to Divine Source. Now, you're always connected to Divine Source, but this allows that connection to be even stronger, even clearer, even brighter. That's where the healing energy comes from. And now let your awareness go to the bottoms of your feet. There's energy portals there. And as you're mindful of them, they'll open. And this allows any unwanted energy that you release to just drain out the bottoms of your feet like water out of a bathtub. It'll just draw it away from you. Gravity will pull it away. No need to carry it any further. You've carried it long enough. So let's begin our healing with a prayer. I'm going to use the prayer similar to the one that Dr. Loyd suggests. I'm going to change it just a bit because, well, I'm me. Father in heaven, I request that all known and unknown negative images, unhealthy beliefs, and destructive cellular memories, and all resulting physical issues related to unforgiveness be found, opened, and healed by filling me with your love and your light. And I ask that the effectiveness of this healing be increased by 100 times or more. In the name of the Ascended One, Jesus. Amen. And now, draw to yourself from divine source, divine forgiveness. You don't have to manufacture it, it's already there. Divine forgiveness. And bring divine forgiveness into your mind. Bring divine forgiveness into your expanded awareness. And say to yourself, I am forgiven. I am forgiving. Bringing that divine forgiveness now into your subconscious. We carry so much stuff in there. Bring this divine forgiveness into the subconscious. Saying to yourself, I am forgiven. And I am forgiving. And now bring that beautiful energy, this beautiful healing divine forgiveness into your emotional being. We carry in our body pockets of emotions. That's where we feel aches and pains and all sorts of things. They manifest in our body. So in your emotional body, in your emotional being, bring that divine forgiveness. Saying to yourself, I'm forgiven. I'm forgiving. And now bring that divine healing energy of forgiveness into your physical form. Let it touch every organ, every system, every tissue, every cell, every fiber, even down into your cells, even down into your DNA. Feel divine forgiveness wash through your entire physical being. I am forgiven. I am forgiving. Returning your attention to divine source, asking for a new measure of divine forgiveness to be gifted to you. And bring that divine forgiveness into your energy field that surrounds your body. Your entire energy field, within your body and around your body, filled with this divine forgiveness. I'm forgiven. I'm forgiving. Letting that divine energy flow through you, around you. It feels so beautiful to be surrounded in this light of forgiveness. It's so healing to be in this presence of divine forgiveness. And now do a scan. Are there any hooks from past experiences that are still affecting you? Bring that divine forgiveness directly to that hook. You don't want to give your energy to anyone else or any other circumstance. anymore, you don't need to do that. It's your energy. Your body deserves that energy to heal and be strong. I am forgiven. I am forgiving. And feel those hooks dissipate and release. Feeling brighter and clearer and stronger than ever before. I am forgiven and I am forgiving. And now in this beautiful state of being, a symbolic object is going to be brought to you for a gift for you to help you in your healing journey. Maybe it's just a word or a thought or a feeling of clarity perhaps, or a symbolic object. Whatever you receive now is what is right for you and what will help you maintain this energy of divine forgiveness, of being forgiving and being forgiven. And receive that with deep gratitude. Feel the blessing of that. And out of that sense of gratitude, you now are going to leave in this energy field and this ethereal realms. You're going to leave a symbolic object here, or word or thought or feeling, but leave something here that has significance for you as a gift, as a token of being forgiven and a token of your forgiving nature being activated on a higher level, giving and receiving your gifts, allowing yourself to be fully aware of your physical form now, back into this time and space, back into the here and now. And as you're gently coming back into awareness of your physical form, allow yourself to just glance at that wounded, painful experience. And it may have lessened. It may be less stressful for you. It may just be a thing. Oh, look, that happened. And it's no longer an energetic attachment to that. And you may feel far more peaceful about it. If there's still energy, just know that there's more energy work to do. And it's okay. It's all good. It's all good. Bring yourself clearly back into this room, back into your awareness. And Mr. Phil, if you join me up front, we'll do communion, and then I'll answer any questions you might have about your gift, given and received, or the process that we did. I've loaded everything up on your chair, Phil.
What's your point?
Avalanche. There you go, I got you started.
Thank you. Cool.
So communion.
Is a challenge.
For those of us that have individual cups, we have gluten-free and regular.
And you at home can just take a bottle of wine and... Oh, no.
Well, if it's sacred. Join me in prayer, if you would, please. Loving Spirit of Light, as we take this in, help us to walk this life that we've been given. Help us to walk it in this forgiving nature. Bless us. These things we pray in the name of the Ascended One, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. I'll never get used to them.
Here, honey.
Well, I mean the cracker.
Oh, yeah,
This
crackers
too.
are nasty. Oh, yours was sticky. Okay. Join us in prayer again, please. Loving Spirit of Light, as we drink this in, help us to drink in life, all of it, even the woundedness that we experience, and know that we can be clear, we can be free, we can be empowered. These things we pray in the name of Jesus, the Ascended One. Amen.
What do other churches do communion now?
Same way.
Do they?
A lot of them do.
Anybody knows
lot
if
of
they
them
do
don't.
something different? Yeah, a lot of them just aren't doing it
don't.
anymore. You always thought it was important.
I think it's important because it reminds us of our connection. A sacred thing.
Volunteer?
Volunteer?
Don't make me pick somebody.
Oh, you got a volunteer.
Oh, cool.
Got 2 volunteers.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, we're thankful.
Good morning.
Morning.
Microphone.
Oh, all you.
It's so good to be here. It's so good. I'm gonna really try not to cry. But things are really struggling right now in a lot of different ways. But when I walked in and I sat down, and the next thing I know, without a word, I'm surrounded by people hugging me, loving me, giving me their support, encouraging me. This is family. This means everything. And I thank you. And I thank God.
Bless you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well said.
I'll take that.
You could do the microphone, right? People have questions about their
Oh, okay.
meditation.
All right.
Again.
Is there anything here? Not yet.
Okay, so if you have, oops, switch it back. So if you have a question about your meditation, either the process or what you gave or what you received, just type it up and we'll get to you here in a bit. Mary Lou has a question. Oh, go ahead. Phil's gonna deal with the group here and then we'll check in.
Is it on?
Mm-hmm. No, it's not. Sorry. I neglected to do that.
So when we started the whole process, I felt a lot of pressure in both of my ears.
Uh-huh.
Like, almost like someone was like pushing on both my ears. It was a very odd sensation.
Okay, so old patterns of other people being unforgiving may have stifled your ability to hear spirit. So with this healing process, you now may be able to auditorily receive messages from Divine Source. So this was sending that healing energy, not only to your physical ears, but to your spiritual ears as well.
And I received a dragonfly.
Dragonfly, okay. Energy of dragonfly is about dancing in the light. The burdens that you've been carrying have been lifted, so now you're free. So this is, again, the symbolic energy of being of that freedom that you were just granted. You granted yourself today in this process.
And I gave a little heart that was like made out of stone.
A purple heart made of stone?
A small heart. It was actually more red. And
Oh, okay, red. Okay, so this is your willingness to put your heart into it. Your willingness to tap into your heart on a level that you have not yet done. On a whole other level, because there's this whole clearing that has taken place. Beautiful, thank you for sharing.
I received like a anniversary clock in a dome,
Oh, uh-huh.
clear dome. It was gold, and it was, the time was 7:30.
7:30, okay.
And what I left was a window with a cross
Huh,
to
okay.
divide the glass.
Okay, so the window panes were set up like across. Let me just switch this around. So the anniversary clock that you received, this is letting you know that it's rather a profound thing, actually. When we have sorrows and difficulties, our body remembers. And so an anniversary could come up of a trauma, and we don't even have it in our conscious memory at all. But the body remembers, and you'll have a bad day. So what this is letting you know that whatever happened at that particular period of time, 7:30, whatever day it was, that has healed now, so that you don't have that memory. Phil and I had, when we were first married, he could know exactly the time when it was 8 o'clock. Was it 8 o'clock or 8:30? I remember, too many years ago. And that was the time I got a really bad beating from my dad. And so every night at 8:30 I would get this panic attack, this anxiety of, do you love me? Is everything okay?
And they go, gee, it must be 8 o'clock.
and you know, every time he said that, then it kind of lightened it up a little bit. But I was able to break through that energetic time clock that my body held onto that for all those years. So anything that you've been holding on to physically is now released. You're now free of that. And I'm sorry, tell me again, what did you give?
The window pane.
Oh, the window pane with cross. Okay, so what that's saying is that's reminding you that you're going to see the whole world now through the forgiveness of Jesus. How beautiful is that? How beautiful is that? That's profound. Yeah, we're all crying here. I don't know if you're crying at home. We're crying. I'm not crying. We're crying. Yeah. Does that make sense to you? Yeah. You could feel it. You could feel the truth in that. Thank you, Mary Lou. Thanks for sharing that. Okay. Anybody else? Up front. Oh, and your name is like, oh, I almost had it. Teresa. Forgive me.
Oh, no, it's okay. A clear pyramid was given to me.
Awesome.
And I left a rock fountain, water fountain.
Okay, so the clear pyramids represent, let me get back here. Sorry, changing this and that new thing. You want to do the microphone, Phil, so it doesn't buzz. So the pyramid has to do with clear power. You're able to access some power now that you've never had before. This personal power, and it's clear energy. And what did you leave again? I'm sorry.
A rock fountain.
Oh, rock fountain. Okay, so this is letting you know that you're ready to go with flow. And the flow is happening, energy is flowing, and water wears down stone. So, you know, water clears it all away. So not only are you clear in this moment, but clearing energy is constant for you, and you can tap into that flow at any time.
Awesome.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you. Anybody else have a question? In the back. Thank you.
Good morning.
Wait for the microphone. There you go.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
I received a beautiful silver sword,
Silver sword.
and then I left the word regret.
Oh, interesting. Here. Okay, so the silver sword, swords have to do with patterns of thought. And a silver sword is saying that you now have a clarity that you can cut away illusion. You can cut away that which is not true for you anymore. It doesn't matter whether your parents believed it or not, doesn't matter if significant other people believe it or not, you will find your truth. And tell me again what you left?
The word regret.
Regret. Okay, so this is letting us know, this is letting you know that you can let go of regret. You don't have to carry that anymore. Of what shoulda, coulda, woulda, oughta, gotta, must have to, always, never, you're free of that. You did the best that you could with the best that you had at that time. Maybe you do it differently now, but you can let go of all regret because you were only doing what you could do. And you can release that and be free of it. How does that feel?
Good. Thank you.
Wonderful. Anybody else? Cheryl, you want to get? Are you on your phone? Can you? Oh, we'll have Phil do it. Phil? Try to get to it. If Cheryl can get to it faster.
Let's have a race.
Fred, if you want to grab the microphone, bring it on up. Did you have a comment, Fred? Okay. You want to give it to her? Cheryl, right there. Thank you.
Oh, there you are. Okay, let's get back a little.
We probably have time for one or two.
It looks like Joe Montgomery received a selenite stick.
Oh, I love selenite. Let me do that part
Okay.
first before I forget. So selenite is this beautiful stone that is like a cosmic vacuum cleaner. And it never has to be cleared itself. So this is clearing. It just sucks up all the negativity, and it doesn't have to be restored or anything. It just continues to do that. So wonderful. That's a real good clearing energy.
And he surreptitiously dropped 3 hooks of various sizes.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So, and that could be either Joe or Sue, one or two.
It says Sue at the end.
Okay, so it is Sue. So there were 3 traumas that you totally released, and you're free of having those traumas drag energy away from you. So beautiful, good work, good work.
I got it now if you're okay.
Cheryl's got it.
Okay. Just real quick, Mary Lola reminded me that who took over for her?
Yes, Vicki.
Yeah.
Vicki Walton. So yeah, it's not like it's been abandoned. Vicki Walton has taken over, and she'll be carrying on in Mary's. Go ahead.
This is from Valerie Smith. Valerie Colton Smith. I received a lit white candle, huge flame. No shadow.
Awesome.
Do you want me to go?
So let me do the candle thing. So the huge white candle, this is about that internal fire being bright and lit and clear. There's no, one of my favorite, of course a lot of favorites Bible verses, but one of my favorite ones is that there's no shifting or shadow of turning with God. It's all light, all love, all the time. So Valerie, this is you claiming that for yourself, that you're going to be love and light all the time.
And Valerie left an ancient coin, Aztec, but it was not clear what the symbol was on the coin.
Okay, so this ancient coin is letting you reclaim your value. So this is like when we claim this forgiven energy, this forgiveness energy, it's like trauma sometimes takes away our value. Oh, I must be a terrible person because this terrible thing happened to me. So this allows you to reclaim that wisdom of knowing that you do have good value. And this Aztec symbolism here is about, this is old stuff and you're reclaiming it through maybe some past life stuff as well. Awesome. That works too. And that's it for us? All right, so Mr.
Well, we always, Mary Lola also said she received a jeweled golden bee.
A jeweled golden bee, as in
a bumblebee
bumblebee.
that floated by on a curled leaf.
That what did what?
That floated by on a curled leaf.
Okay, so the bee is all about being productive. It's all about being, they pollinate and other things can bloom and flower because the bee does its work. So this is letting you know that other people can flower and grow because of the sweetness of who you are. How beautiful is that?
And she gifted sunshine.
Again, you're just be the light. You're gifting the world with this joyfulness that you are, the beauty of who you are. You know, you've gone through so many surgeries and it's taken you down physically. And it's easy to think that we don't have value because, well, I couldn't do that and I can't do this and I can't do this other thing. But what you can do is you can shine, and you're doing that. And you are influencing lots of people, just as you've influenced with the prayer warriors and taking care of Toby. You've influenced a multitude of people with this bright spirit that you are. So it's acknowledging that for you. Wonderful. Thanks for sharing.
There's just a few more. You want to do those when you get home?
How many?
Oh, I see 2 more.
let me get them real quick.
Okay. Myrna said she received a white angel statue.
Okay.
And gave a rose quartz heart.
Okay, so you have angelic presence here to help you, and it's all about your heart. Put your heart in it. It's all about love. What else?
Maureen said she received a glowing white orb of light.
Oh, wonderful. So this could be your ascension orb, or a healing of your ascension orb. We've talked about that before. We'll probably talk about that again. Because bringing that energy into our ascension orb, now this ascension orb exists below your diaphragm, and your stomach's here, behind the stomach and in front of the spine. So it's right in the center of your body, right in the middle here. And by having that really, really clear, it spins. It's like a gyroscope. So your whole life now is going to rebalance in this energy of I am forgiven and I am forgiving. What a beautiful thing. What else was that? What else was in there?
That was it.
The orb? Okay, awesome. So as we do some of the other healing codes, we're going to be putting that energy into the ascension orb and the discernment orb. But for these first three, we're going to do it in the whole physical form. So you're just ahead of the game. You're ahead of me on this one. Okay, I think that's it. Let's do an energy circuit for the ones online. We'll release them, and then we'll do our energy circle for our group. So we're rubbing hands together really, really fast. I think haven't forgotten anything. I don't know. If I have, I will. Bringing that energy into your heart space, to your left hand to right hand, and let that energy build from the right hand back to the heart space. That connects the circuit. And feel that forgiveness energy amplifying. Your heart is forgiven. Your heart is clear. Your heart is pure. How does that feel? Doesn't that feel beautiful to be pure, clear? Yeah. And you can let that energy now build. And you can feel it amplifying between your hands. And as that's amplifying between your hands now, take that and bring it back into your being and allow yourself to be blessed even more by this energy. Feels good. Thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. God bless. Bye. Say goodbye. Bye.